Hi guys, I'm Andy Murray from WhatCulture.com.
And I'm Adam Nicholas from WhatCulture.com.
And just when you thought you'd had enough news for one day, the boys are back. That's because Shiggity Shagger Dave has come out with the Wrestling Observer newsletter, and it is a big one. Today we have several updates on stories we covered earlier, and a whole bunch of new revelations. So, coming up on this, your second news show of the day,
we have an update on the reason why Aleister Black will not be going to Saudi Arabia with WWE.
The true story behind the 24/7 title.
USA Network working with WWE to help improve the third hour of Raw.
An update on AEW's UK TV deal.
And the potential main event for TakeOver Toronto has been revealed.
This is the news. I don't quite have Adam Wilborn's delivery.
No, we can try it again once more with feeling. Nah, it's not the same, is it?
No,
we need him.
He's not here. He's not here. He's halfway across a bloody ocean at the moment. Come back, Adam Wilborn. We miss you so. Anyway, shall we move on?
We shall.
We're going to start with an update on the Ashley Massaro situation. So, this comes obviously from the Observer. We've just gone over that. Basically, there's a story in here, and I've got some direct quotes, which is why I have this stupid piece of paper here, from WWE's longtime lawyer, Jerry McDevitt, who has been trying to corroborate the allegations made by Massaro and her lawyer in that affidavit that came out the other day. So basically, if you don't know the story behind that, if you haven't watched the news video we did earlier, basically Massaro is alleging that she was drugged and raped on a tour of Kuwait, and that company officials told her that informing the authorities wouldn't be in her best interest. Basically, according to her, they tried to cover it up. So, according to McDevitt, nobody on that trip, so that's Maria Kanellis, Jimmy Hart, Ron Simmons, and Gary Davis, could corroborate the allegations. Now, he spoke specifically to Kanellis, and he has like a direct quote here saying that she apparently didn't recall what happened. He says, if she was told something like that, there is no way she wouldn't recall it. If somebody told you that, you would remember it for the rest of your life. And that is from McDevitt, of course, not Meltzer. Meltzer's just reporting what McDevitt has said.
And to reiterate as well, that is WWE's lawyer, yes.
Exactly. Long-time lawyer, very famous for the work he's done for the company. Now, obviously, it's not our place to speculate on stuff like this. That would be very irresponsible and also very dangerous and quite disgusting. So we're not going to do that. But we are here to report facts. And it's a fact that McDevitt has come out with this. And he is also expressing these statements as not his opinion. The way he's presenting them is almost like they're objective, which is kind of a strong stance to take.
It is, and it's interesting to see that so quickly after we've already reported the previous news of WWE deciding to comment in depth about this, that they feel the need to almost immediately sort of put another comment out there following this up. So I don't know, I'm hoping this doesn't get ugly because it would be a real shame for it to do so, but I don't know, we've said it before, there's nothing we can really add to this that we haven't already said from this morning other than, as Andy says, the facts.
Yeah, that's it. All we've got to do really here is come out and present to you the stuff that's going on. This is the stuff that's going on. We're not legal experts. We're not behind the scenes. We don't know what happened in Kuwait. Only the people that were there do. So with that in mind, let's just hope that this situation comes to some kind of Resolution and that the right thing is done in the end, whatever that may be.
Absolutely, absolutely. So speaking of travelling abroad, I guess that sort of fits in some way, shape or form. Aleister Black's reasoning for not going to Saudi Arabia has come to light across the course of the day. Dave Meltzer has revealed that apparently, and get this Andy Murray, it's to do with his tattoos.
What?
His tattoos, apparently, are the reason that he will not be going to Saudi Arabia. So they are us thinking that Aleister Black has taken a stand for whatever reason. It turns out, maybe not the case. Apparently, it seems like this is either a preventative step on WWE's part or Saudi Arabian officials basically saying, we don't want that to be there because apparently there could be a lot of religious connotations to come with some of his tattoos, and obviously we know they are very strict regarding what they do and do not allow within their country. So this is a weird one.
Yeah, it is. On the surface of it, it just seems like a load of old goofy nonsense. But then you consider the connotations. I guess so. The guy probably, like, I've never done like a close examination of Aleister Black's tattoos, but like
Aleister Black's tattoos. How many tattoos does he have on his arms?
He's got several on his torso, and we are cancelled.
On his torso, on his arms, on his shoulders. So many tattoos.
He's got a lot of tattoos. Some of them may or may not have crosses.
Crosses? I like how every word you're trying to say now has the S sound in. I'm going to pick up where he's left off.
Please take over.
There's a lot potentially of religious connotations in there, and of course, I guess they don't want that to be enlightening or changing the opinions of anybody in their country. Shall we move on before you have an aneurysm?
Yeah, let's please do that. We're going to talk a little bit about the 20s.
Before you have an aneurysm.
Stop it! We are going to talk a little bit about the 24/7 title.
Yes.
Now, obviously,
yes.
this big, wacky, goofy thing came into play on this week's Raw. The title's ugly as hell. We've spoken about that already, but it's brought a lot of fun stuff.
It has.
This week, we got R-Truth in a wig getting chased all over the place backstage with a Benny Hill theme music in the background. It wasn't in the background, only in my head.
Lots of benefits to this on social media.
Yes, it's been bags of fun so far. It's not the hardcore title, but it'll do for now. Well, if you're wondering why this thing came about, believe it or not, this wasn't one of Vince McMahon's wacky creations. This was apparently down to the USA Network, who, and to quote Shagger Dave, are sick, fed up of WWE delivering terrible ratings, and came up with the idea. Vince felt that he had to take it on board because they are, of course, the guys that are funneling loads and loads of money into his company. Well, it kind of makes sense. Although it's interesting that the TV network is having an influence over the content of the program.
Absolutely. I'm just trying to figure out if you're doing my news story or not. I can't decide.
I don't think I am.
But either way,
they bleed into each other.
They do bleed into each other. This is very interesting stuff.
I've just done your news story.
You have just done my news story.
It's all right.
Brilliant. Well, why change there? I'm not going to let us derail from that. But yes, this is fascinating stuff, because imagine the meeting where the USA Network are talking to Vince McMahon, trying to give a madman ideas, and the madman is saying, well, these are a bit mad, aren't they? Yeah. We've got to that point where apparently the 24/7 hour title, or whatever it's being called,
24 hours a day, that one.
Yep, that one that's the best of the ideas.
Yeah.
And ironically, I do actually enjoy it, as I said in the previous video, but imagine what the other ones were.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
All kinds of wacky nonsense.
The other news stories. You can tell it's this time of the day.
It's been a long day.
It's been a long day. There's been a lot of news going on today.
Yeah, there is.
Oh my goodness.
If you have any funny ideas that you think the USA Network might have pitched to Vince McMahon, please throw them down in the comment section.
I would like to see.
We will read them. We will have a laugh at them, and we will read the best one out on tomorrow's news video if us two idiots remember to do so.
Yes.
But I think the point that my colleague Adam Nicholas was going to make before I stole it was that the USA Network have apparently pitched a whole bunch of ideas to Vince to try and fix it. So this is obviously just a small part of a grander thing. Fox, apparently, we've heard that they want to bring in like a more of a real sport feel when SmackDown moves there in October. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see what kind of changes come up. I'm always dubious about outside influences, like directly picking the content and influencing it and stuff, but let's be honest, they can't do a much worse job than the current creative department.
Absolutely. And I guess what I've noticed now, just looking down at my notes here, is that it did bleed into the story of how they were trying to improve the third hour. It wasn't just about the 24/7 title. That's where we're getting confused. But give us a break. It's the second news video of the day. Yeah. And it's been a long ass day,
it's 4
my
o'clock.
friend. It
I've
has.
been here since 7:30 in the morning. Come on, give me some coffee, brothers.
So which way around is it now? Is it you now?
It's me now, yeah.
Let's go to you.
Yeah, we've done 2 in 1 there. We're going to move on.
Smashed it. 2 pieces in 1 go.
We're going to move on. Professionals.
Hey, Dave Meltzer's looking at us now. So happy, so proud.
Quaking in his big shagger boots.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to move on to AEW. So obviously there's a lot of positivity surrounding that company at the moment. Double or Nothing's at the weekend. They have a US TV deal. And now it looks like they've almost certainly got a UK TV deal wrapped up. Now this isn't exactly a huge surprise, given that Cody has been hyping it on being the Elite. Chris Jericho mentioned it on his podcast, and that the channel is going to be broadcasting I believe the Buy-In is the name of the pre-show for Double or Nothing this Saturday night. And this network has already produced a documentary on Double or Nothing. It's on YouTube. It's really good. You should watch it.
Definitely watch that.
Basically, ITV4, that's where we think that AEW's UK home is going to be. It's a huge network. It's available in loads and loads of homes around the country. It's a Freeview channel with huge, huge reach. Adam Nicholas, very exciting. Very exciting indeed, especially for us who are going to feel the benefit, I guess, being in the UK. I find this interesting to think that we'll now have wrestling. This is going to sound daft because I know they've been on Sky Sports for so long, but to have wrestling on ITV4 more attached to the terrestrial networks that we have here in the UK, that feels like a big deal, man. That is a huge deal. Yeah. And I think I guess it'll be really interesting to see now that WWE's coverage has moved from Sky Sports and will be going to BT, to see how that dynamic works, because ITV and BT already have a sort of clash when it comes to stuff like sports, like the football over here, or soccer to you guys. Soccer ball. Yeah, that's another thing they'll have going off against one another, and that can only be good for all the businesses involved, surely. Yeah, absolutely. It's another positive forward step that should only benefit the entire industry as a whole.
Absolutely.
Now, Dave does go into a little bit more. He says that while nothing is officially confirmed, it's really quite obvious that this is going to happen at this moment. He also notes that they hope it'll be a live show, so it'll be going out probably in the same way as Raw and SmackDown, which broadcasts at like 1 o'clock in the morning over here in the UK. But that's all right, man. Just hit your little skybox, get your record button, series link every week. Watch it in the morning. It's fine. It's no problem. You can fast forward through all the crap. Hopefully there won't be any crap because AEW looks pretty awesome. And all the ad breaks, and it's golden.
I think that sounds delightful. That sounds like exactly what we want. As consumers, you just want the easy ride, don't you?
Exactly.
And that's about it. But speaking of consumers, maybe not the easy ride, but certainly what we want, we have a little bit of a reveal, perhaps, for the main event of TakeOver Toronto that is coming up in a few months' time after this. The TakeOver that is coming up, which is TakeOver, it's 25 or something, TakeOver 25.
Bing, it's got a special name.
It's the 25th anniversary TakeOver that's coming up anyway.
25 years old.
25 years old. From when you were 25 years old, eh?
That was
a long time ago,
wasn't it? That was when
it?
things were still black and white.
Do you have hair still then?
No.
Well, never mind.
I was
born this way and I will die this way. But yes, we have had it revealed by Dave Meltzer, of course, who's provided the majority of these news stories today because, of course, he has. He's Uncle Dave. That apparently the main event of TakeOver Toronto will feature the winner of the match between Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano at TakeOver. Let's call it TakeOver 25 for now, anyway, just for the sake of it. Which is big news because that is the winner of that match against Matt Riddle. In the main event. So that's exciting. A hell of a match you want to watch because we've already seen Cole versus Riddle that happened on NXT TV just recently. That was a banger, to be fair, and really entertaining. Imagine what they could do with even more time and more chance to build that match. But then again, it might well be Johnny Gargano, in which case we get Johnny and Matt Riddle, and that would be a brilliant match as well. We saw them teaming up together on NXT recently. Imagine them going against each other.
Super friends colliding.
The Gargar Bro, I think he called them. Gargar Bro.
Let's go with that. The flip-flop boys.
Yep.
The TakeOver main event never fails to deliver. It's a pretty flawless format. You put two good to great wrestlers in that spot or more if you want to do some kind of multi-cluster, and it just delivers, man. Like, the big title match is always fantastic. It's always phenomenal. You put a guy like Matt Riddle in there. He's only been wrestling for 4 years. He's already one of the best in the world.
He looks like he's been going for 10, doesn't he? He's incredible.
He really does. Like a Kurt Angle level of prodigiousness. Is that even a word? Prodigiousness?
It is now.
It is now.
And a man who can get his flip-flops from a ring into a crowd off his feet by simply jumping up and flicking them. He's gold by me, my friends. Gold by...
Didn't work. Would have broken everything if it were. So
I'm glad that didn't happen.
Yeah. Either way, Riddle versus Gargano or Cole, big money.
Just if you want a comparison of how the day's gone, just go back and watch the other news video and compare it to this one. You can tell the time has certainly moved across the day.
Time has moved. We've done a lot of work today. We're very tired.
We're content.
But we're happy to be here.
Saturated? Content saturated?
The content never
saturated, eh?
Hey, here it goes again. Right, let's wrap this thing up. Goodbye, I've been Andy. You can follow me on Twitter at AndyHFurry.
What does the H stand for?
Hereditary.
Hereditary. You see, he didn't do the H thing before.
I know, I forgot.
So I thought I'd remind him he was going to forget again. You can follow me on Twitter at It's Adam Nicholas. You can follow all of us on Twitter at WhatCultureWWE. I'll let you take the rest of it from there if you want.
No Q&A today, obviously, because we did it in the morning, you greedy sods.
No Q&As, no Twitter questions or anything like that, unfortunately. But you've had enough of them, and just think about how good they'll be tomorrow if you just wait your bloody turn.
Absolutely, and we will read out your best ideas pitched by the USA Network to Vince McMahon tomorrow. I'm going to write a note on my desk so I remember.
And I'll be the one who picks it up and brings it in, so we do it. Anyway, on that note, goodbye.